Hello, this is Chris Danks from Cyber Host Pro Limited. I'm going to show you how easy it is to upgrade from Website Panel to MSPControl. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the download page on MSPControl, click the upgrade from Website Panel and download this script, this zip and these zip files. So the first thing we need to do is do a backup of all Website Panel components. So if you first do it on the database, so by right click and do a backup. So I'm just going to call it WSP, let's put number 1.bak. While that executes, if you open your C drive and to make a backup of Website Panel, just copy and paste. This should make a copy of folder to make our backup. So we've now got a backup of our database and our files. So the next step is to run the attached script. So there is a SQL file. So if I go to my desktop, I've already downloaded all the files here. So I'm just going to edit this file. So right click your database, new query, paste and execute. So that's updated. Next step is to go in the manual zip and open the update.db. So if I just extract all, at the top of the file, replace the install database with your database name. For example, Website Panel, and then copy and run the query and execute. Okay, I don't need the rest of the files from here. So step 4, we then need to update all of our servers that we've got Website Panel installed on. So what we need to do is go into Website Panel, and then you've got Enterprise Server, Portal and Server. If you have additional servers, for example additional database servers, additional web servers, they will just have Server on. So our first server, I'm going to update all the components. We need to delete everything other than web.config. So if we just delete, if you get any errors, it just means IIS has locked the files, and just run IIS reset should get rid of this error. Cool. So once you've deleted all those files, replace them with the new ones from the MSP download. So we need to open, so let's do the enterprise server first. Make sure you copy and paste the files rather than cut and paste. So you want to take everything other than web.config. Do the same with Portal. So again, just copy everything other than your web config files. And then we'll do the same with server. Okay, the next thing we need to do is in all of our web.config files in the 3 that we've saved, we need to replace the components. We need to replace website panel with MSPControl. So what I recommend you do is use Notepad++ and go to Control and F on your keyboard. Let's replace this. So we want to find website panel, replace with MSPControl in web.config, and then we'll search in c:\website panel, and then if we click replace in files, and this will search through and replace all places say website panel with MSPControl. So that'll update all of the components. The only issue this can cause is if your database was called website panel. So if your website panel database or MSPControl is called website panel, you can just rename it to MSPControl, or what I'm just going to do is go into website panel enterprise server. You only do it here, and then edit your web.config. So let's go website panel, website panel, and then the rest could be saved. Just save that file, and then that should work. So let's just close this. So going back to here, this should now work. So in a new tab, try to log on to your system. So server admin. First time you log in, it should ask you to either upload a license or get a license. So you can get a free license or a premium license from MSPControl. So you click get license and enter all of your details in here. Once you've entered your details, click get free license, and then you should get a license that's been successfully installed. So just to check the configuration, if you click configuration and go down to servers, then you should get a list of your servers here. So this particular machine I'm on is just this one called D1. So click the server's name and then just wait a few seconds. And then if you scroll down, there should be no error and the version number should show on the right hand column. So as here it is. If you don't see a version number here, it means you've missed a step on this instructions, and just to go back and look for any issues. So that is the control panel itself now working and upgraded. If you have multiple servers like I do, you then need to go to your other servers and install the server. So in this case I've already done so earlier on, and you can see it's picked up the version number. So the next step, what you need to do is you need to update your scheduled service. So I'll do that next. So we go to, first we need to go into control panel to uninstall the program. So we need to look for website panel schedule installer, which is this one, and we need to uninstall. So while that uninstalls, go back to here and then download the schedule service installer. So you just need to configure your database. So in my case, it's just localhost. Once it's installed, what you need to do is, if you go to run, or you can do this through command line if you know the commands, and just open services. And then just find MSPControl scheduler. It's started at the moment, you need to stop it. And then next, go into /MSPControl, schedule service, and then open this file, MSPControl schedule service exe config. Open this with Notepad++, and this line here, you need to replace this line and this line from your web.config in enterprise server. So, wrong one. If you go to website panel, enterprise server, web.config, and take the information from here and paste it in here. So here's a copy of my web.config. So this is just an example where I've removed data. So what I would do is replace this line here. So I need to go to my example, and then you replace that line, and then we need to also replace this line here, our crypto key. Once done, save the file, and then go back to your services and press start to start the service. Once the service is started, if you just click on recovery and just set all of them to restart the service. So if the service ever crashes, it'll just automatically restart. To test it works, one way thing I always do, if you go back to the front of your MSPControl, click System, go down to Hosting Spaces, Scheduled Tasks, and click Start on one of your tasks, for example disk space. So it should go to running. Straight away shouldn't change back to idle, it should stay on running, and click running tasks from the accounts menu. And then you should see a screen similar to this. If you see error messages appear, it means something's gone wrong. After it's been running for at least 10 seconds, just refresh here and check that the service is still started. If it's stopped, it means something has gone wrong, and usually it's in the configuration file that we edited previously. At this stage, you've now upgraded to MSPControl, and it should be fully working for you.